This indictment against the former US President Donald Trump. We can speak to James Cohen. He's a professor of American Studies at the Sorbonne Nouvelle University. James, thanks for speaking to France 24 this afternoon. You would have heard in that report then the former president calling this indictment a joke. Prosecutors, on the other hand, say the dossiers could have jeopardized national security. How grave are these charges leveled at Donald Trump?
I think the charges are pretty grave because whatever the content of the documents and whatever possible concrete danger might have been, implied by the holding of these documents and the possible dissemination of these documents, in any case, he broke the law, and he broke the law quite defiantly because he refused more than once to return all the documents to the federal authorities, and he's in trouble.
I mean, he's clearly very deep in trouble, although, of course, none of us know the outcome at this stage. There will be those that say, hang on a minute, President Biden had, some classified documents at his home, in the garage, etc. Is the difference that Biden gave them back and Donald Trump had tried to avoid doing so?
Yes, and the same occurred also recently with former Vice President Mike Pence, and he gave them back. He was in full compliance with the law, as was with Biden, but certainly not Trump.
I mean, in terms of political implications, from your point of view, James, do you think that this indictment will ruin things for Donald Trump, certainly in terms of his, drive for the 2024 election, or will this assist him, give him a boost in his campaigning for elections?
Well, let me say that I think that in an ideal democratic system, this would put him deeply in trouble because in an ideal democratic system, you would have citizens who would not be, there would not be too many million of them who would seriously consider voting for somebody who is in this much criminal trouble. But the thing is, he is, as you pointed out in reporting, he's also busy trying to influence all his supporters to discredit the whole case as a fraud and as a way of persecuting him politically.
I mean, the system is far from ideal, as you just made reference to. I mean, those are the political implications. What about the legal implications? Because presumably this, if Donald Trump were to be found guilty in this, and it's a big if, there would be a lengthy prison sentence, perhaps. I mean, these charges could carry a prison sentence, couldn't they?
They could, and there are a number of counts, and each of these counts, the more serious ones, involve prison sentences of up to 10 years. On the other hand, I've been hearing lots of specialists of legal affairs in the United States recently in the past few days commenting that it's unlikely that he'll actually be sent to prison. It is likely that he will be sooner or later convicted for these acts. Though the real question is when. And how close to election time do we need to get for a conviction to, or for a trial to actually begin to seriously take place?
But James, unlikely that he'd go to prison because he's a very powerful man with many supporters, or because ultimately the charges wouldn't necessarily lend themselves to a prison sentence.
Well, I think that judges have discretion regarding sentences, and maybe some deference would be given to Trump on the basis of the fact that he's a former president. But on the other hand, clearly what he's trying to do is push things, slow things down as quickly, as much as possible, so that by the time there gets to be a trial, he'll already be in full campaign mode, and maybe even, as he dreams and wishes, be reelected president and become at least temporarily immune from harm. That's what he's hoping to do. But I believe that the special prosecutor is trying to go quicker than that.
Trying to go quicker, you say. A final question for you, James, because we are running out of time. Trump's court appearance is, if you will, unfolding against a backdrop of protest and unrest. Can we expect that today as he kind of gears up for his first court appearance in this indictment?
Yes, well, the protesters are pretty much the vanguard of the far-right, violent Proud Boy types, the ultra MAGA people, as we call them, those who were also among the conspirators who were present and ready for almost military action on the day of January 6, 2020. These are the people who are protesting. They're not just ordinary people. I certainly do hope that they remain in Pacific mode and there's no violence in Miami today. But if anybody is prone to bring violence, it's these kinds of groups.
All right, James, you're a professor of American Studies